I'm really passionate about giving old pieces of furniture, discarded pieces of furniture, a second life. This particular chair is actually a really good example. My friend's grandmother gave her this chair and she loves it, but as you can see, it's definitely seen better days. So what I want to show you is just an example of how you can actually give a chair like this a really nice tidy up without having to completely refurbish it with all the hard work that goes along with that. So there are a few steps, I'll take you through them, but first of all we've got to clean it because there's cobwebs all over it. And then once we've given it a good clean, we'll sand it. Now with the sanding, all I'm basically doing is just giving it a bit of a rundown, giving the rough edges a bit of a smoothing over. I don't need to take off all the paint. It's almost like patina really. A little bit of paint that's left is good, you know, it gives it texture. But you just want to make sure that all the rough, dry bits are off, because otherwise any new paint that you put on will just basically come off straight away anyway. That looks a bit better. I'm just brushing off the last of the dust that the sanding has left. And all we've done really is just take off the sharp edges. We haven't changed the shape at all or anything fundamental like that, but what we are about to do now that we've sanded it is just go over the little bits and pieces that, you know, are broken. Okay, so we're ready to fix this piece here. Now, with this particular piece, all we're really going to do is just glue the centre together and then wrap some tape around it. Now, if you wanted to actually increase the structural integrity of this chair, well, then you'll need to do a bigger fix. This is just a fix so that the lines are straight and it doesn't look so old and shabby. Each chair, whenever you do a piece of furniture, it's going to have its own little nuances and little bits and pieces that need to be fixed. But you know what, if you've got a restoration project like this that you want to do, just go into your hardware store and ask them. Tell them what you're actually doing. And they'll give you advice like that, what kind of glue you'll need, you know, the kind of little tacks you'll need and whatnot. And that way that you know that not only are you going to be able to do the job, you're going to be able to do the job properly with the right tools, which is important. Now I better get on to gluing. I've got a lot to do. And once that's done, then I can paint. Okay, so now that it's all cleaned up and the glue's dry, I'm going to put on my mask because I am going to start spray painting in a sec. Listen, I can't stress enough how much easier it is to use spray paint than it is to use a paintbrush. Getting into nooks and crannies, oh my goodness, it's just so hard. And this stuff's so great. You can buy great spray paint now that's a paint and a primer, so it's one coat application, which we love. I've been shaking this now for about 3 minutes now. You've got to give it a really good go. And I'll just give it a go on the edges, just very short spurts because you don't want it to drip, and plus, I just want to get an idea of how it's going to look. And it's going to look gorgeous. Now for something along these lines, like especially a piece like I've got here, it's really thirsty. I mean, this wicker and cane is incredibly old, so it's going to take quite a bit of paint and probably about 2 or 3 coats. Can I just recommend that you make sure you open a window, ventilation, or do it outside even. Just goes to show that with a little bit of elbow grease and putting a little bit of time in it, how much of a difference it can make. I mean, have a look at how gorgeous this has come up. Before, it was really unloved and it just looked really yuck, basically. Now it looks great. It's cleaned up. We've addressed the bits that needed to be addressed, making sure that it was solid enough and all the bits that were broken fixed and glued down. This is not going to be a hard-wearing utilitarian seat. This is just a really beautiful chair. It could have a gorgeous cushion, a throw, it could be a corner piece in a room. And regardless, it's going to have a second chance at life. It looks great.